Sunil sir, and
because
and let me once again welcome all of you to the sixth day and the last day. Last day, uh, I would like to mean that it's not the last day. Uh, I would like to make another day, hopefully, if everything works out, but not immediately, but sometime later. So this is not the end, but the beginning of a new connection, new link, new relationship, so that we can go further. Because wherever we are, whether we are working in India, Nepal, different parts of Nepal, in the village area, in the rural area, in the high mountains, in the plains, wherever we are, I think we are educating the children of Nepal, children of the world. We have to always see from that perspective. I always ask, during my training on environmental things, I always ask, uh, uh, suppose we meet in the moon, suppose we all are in the moon, and if we ask each other, where are you from? Our answer would be, we are from the earth. We belong to the earth. Our home is earth. So I think we have to think from that perspective. We all are planetary, not only the global citizens, but now it's more than that. Is we are the planetary citizens. We are the citizens of this planet, and the planetary systems. Okay, and in the planetary system, we have air, we have sun, we have moon, we have every clouds and thing, everything. So we belong to all this, and this all belongs to all of us. It's a common thing for everyone, because the air that I am breathing now must have been breathed so many times by the president of the USA. The water I am drinking here may have been drunk by so many people in many places of the world. It's a water cycle. So we are sharing all these things. So we have to really think from that perspective. We're all connected. So nice to see all of you here. And I would like to mention that there is a form here. I'm just once again putting this form. So please fill this form after Sunil sir completes. I mean, you can send it, you can just submit it after filling up. It's automatic. Because last time when we made the certificates, we didn't have the thing of filling up the form system that time, and we just took the original form that people fill, the Google form, and made the certificates, and we had to remake few certificates. So it is quite a hassle. So please fill up the form and with the capital letter of your name. And the other thing is, I think when everybody is here, I'll tell that, and I think almost everybody is here. Uh, when I had visited Japan in 2019, end of 19, there was so many presentations from very big people, like, very learned people. And there was one lady who herself was dyslexic, and her son is still dyslexic, and she has done PhD on dyslexia and learning disabilities and things like that, and inclusive education. So she had presented a paper and a presentation on inclusive education. And last year, actually, I had requested her to share, because last year we were supposed to have another conference in Japan only, but because of COVID, we couldn't do that. So I had requested if she could do it, present it, and share her ideas. And she has said, okay, but because of so many issues, I could not do it. I could not organize it. So this time, we are organizing it, and it will be in the Facebook page. And plus, I will try to write to you directly in your email. And if you can always attend to have some good ideas from her. So with this, I would like to now start today's session with Sunil sir. Is the last speaker among all of us. It doesn't mean that we will not speak. If there are questions at the end, we will again repeat few things, and we can chit chat, and we can have a connection. Yesterday, Binod sir and I got connected in the evening, and we had a chit chat for few minutes, and it will continue. So like that, to talk about Sunil sir, he has been a teacher, a principal in a few good schools in Nepal, and he's worked in many places, not only in Nepal, but also in China and also in India. So, uh, so he's gone to the north and the south equally, and he has collected a lot of ideas. And for the past few years, he has been sharing his ideas on teaching, and then, like he's all bitter and good experiences in the classroom, in the management, and things like that. So I would not tell more than this, and rest, I think he will tell all by himself. He knows more about himself. Let me now welcome Sunil Devkota sir. He's a freelance teacher, educator at the moment. Now the screen is yours, sir. Sunil sir.
Thank you so much, Nila sir, and good evening to all of you. So I think people need my slides more than me. So I'll appreciate if I'm given permission to share my slides.
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay, some of my activities today, you need to open your video if you are convenient. So I cannot force you. Yeah, I have seen so many mature people, more experienced people than me. So some activities, 2-3 activities, they will need your video to be open. So, but it is voluntary. If you don't wish, it's up to you. So I request every one of you to raise your hand like this. So every one of you to raise your hand like this. Good, very good, wonderful. I need to see. No, like this. What I'm doing, I think you are able to see me like this. Good, wonderful. So I didn't see many people raising their hand. Good, very good. Like this, Amar Bajil sir, I have the good. And now I request every one of you to point towards the north. Close your eyes. Now close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't open it until I say it, and point towards the north. Close your eyes and point towards the north. But close your eyes, please. My humble request. Don't open it until I say to open it. Okay, now open your eyes and see where your friends are pointing. Open your eyes and see where your friends are pointing. As far as I am concerned, there is only one north. There is only one north. Sarada ma'am had pointed. Minu Pariyar ma'am had pointed. Vinod Adhikari sir had pointed. So there is only one north, but why we are pointing towards all direction, north, south, west, east? I think it is the biggest problem with us, the school leaders or the school teachers. Every one of us is pointing in our own direction. We have no collaboration, no teamwork, no effort. And this is the reason why we all are working so hectic and busy schedule, but we have not achieved what we should have achieved. We are working, but not in the right direction. So today, this whole school leadership in action will be concerned on two things. And this is a very, very long, vigorous training. Last time I gave for say almost 5 days in the Papson Surkhet and some 15 days training. But today I will try to sum up my ideas in these 2 hours or whatever is it available. So my training will be based on movement and achievement, where we should move being the school leader and how we can achieve the target being the school leader. So these 2 hours I will invest in that. But before that, you all have came for training. So I think you are familiar with my name. My name is Sunil Devkota. So I had started as a school teacher in a very, very small school. So looking at back those days, uh, I became coordinator, I became principal, and now I am in this training field. And I have been training to not only to the schools of Nepal, but also outside very good schools. I have been given my training, and my training is basically on teaching learning mechanism, how to teach in the classroom. But this is a different topic. But so at least I am sure you will bear with me for these 2 hours. So you have came here. I'm very happy. We should try to learn. Being in a teaching profession, you either need to change your mind. Listen to me very, very carefully. You either need to change your mind, you either need to change your behavior, or you need to change your profession. If you cannot change your mind and if you cannot change your behavior, you need to change your profession, because this teaching profession is so sensitive profession. It touches the life of the student. It has the power to change the society, to change the nation. So this sort of This sort of trainings will be wonderful to change your mind and to change your behavior. But having said that, sitting here with me for 2 hours, don't think you'll be a leader from tomorrow. Because as we all know, leadership, it cannot be taught, never. It must be learned. So I hope at least you learn some new thing today. Okay, now Minipaliyar, ma'am, I'm seeing you from. I'll ask so many questions. Okay, so you have to answer. So Minu ma'am, I request you to recognize these two people which you are seeing on the screen. Minu ma'am, I need your voice.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln, the first one is, and the second one, extremely sorry, I don't know.
Sistina ma'am, please, I need your help.
Second one, Charles Babbage.
Charles
It's
Babbage.
confused.
So Lakshman sir, please. Please, my dear sir, please help me out.
My
Because I also don't know.
okay. I also don't
Yes,
have.
Lakshman sir. None of you have the idea. Neelam ma'am,
So we can't see the screen.
you cannot see the screen. Second one is
Actually, I'm not getting it, sir.
good. Leela ma'am.
I don't know, sir.
So
Sorry.
you know, all of you know the 16th president of USA, Abraham Lincoln, but you don't know the 15th president of USA. Both are president. Both have won the election. Both are the president of a very powerful country. Why you knew the 16th president of USA, but you did not knew the 15th president of USA? Why?
Roosevelt.
Why, Rinku
Roosevelt.
ma'am? Why, Rinku ma'am? Why we all knew the 16th president of USA, but we don't know the 15th president of USA?
He made a great change.
He made a great change. Yes.
Yeah.
He made a great change. Any other ideas? Jagdir sir,
He's a good leader.
he's a
I
good
think.
leader.
Yeah.
Let me put a comment.
Yes.
We know Abraham Lincoln because of his hard work, which inspired a lot
Because
of
of
the
his hard
people to be on the laborious path, to be constant
Good.
on the laborious path.
Good, very good, wonderful. Almost all of you are correct. The people, the leaders, they are not known by their position. They are known by their action. They are known by their action. So it doesn't matter. You are a principal or you are a sister of a school. You also can be a leader. So leaders, they are always known by the action, not by the position, and all about the action, what you put, what you did to change something, to see where no one has seen and to change something. So I'll be asking so many questions. Please, you have to be participative. Otherwise, you'll feel bored if I start giving lectures. So you have to be participative. Okay. Now one is a story of Egypt. Is a story of Egypt. So one servant asked the king, "King, look at your soldiers, look at your commanders. One is expert in logistics, one is expert in diplomacy, and one in arms fuel. So expert, but you don't know anything. You don't know logistics. You are not an expert of logistics. You are not an expert of diplomacy. You don't know arms fuel, but you are the king and they are working under you. They are the commanders. How come is it possible?" So what answer might have the king gave? Any one of you voluntarily, please.
The idea of management.
Idea of management, wonderful. Other answers?
I command over them.
I command over them. Any other answers?
Give right direction to the team
Give
to
right
achieve the goal.
Yes, give right direction to the team to achieve the goal. Any other answers?
Good leadership.
He poses the leadership. Any other? Dawa sir?
Attitude, because of the attitude.
Because of the attitude. Okay. So the answer of this I will give you at the end, because my whole presentation will be based on these answers. Okay, so at the end, I think even if I don't tell, you will interpret the answer. If you are unable, then I will answer these questions at the one end. So now I'll go to the concepts. So I may be wrong. You may not agree with whatever I tell. I may be wrong because I am also a learner. Some of you may be more intelligent, more knowledgeable than me. So this is just my intuition, my personal intuition. So there is no fast and furious rule that you should agree with me. Number one concept I have developed about leadership is title does not have more value when it comes to leadership. So I think you all have heard the name Diana. In 1997, two very important personalities died in the world. One was Mother Teresa and the other was Princess Diana. When Diana married Charles, the Prince of England, 1 billion, more than 1 billion people viewed her marriage, 1983. And in 1995, they got divorced. She was out from the royal family. Now there is no title of princess. There is no title of princess. But in 1997, when she died, more than 2.5 billion people was the dying when she was put on the cemetery. At her marriage, when she had a title, only 1 billion people saw. But when she was dying, after scratching her, this royal princess, when she had no title, more than 2.5 billion people around the world see her. Look what she did. Leadership is not about title. We may think I am the principal, I am the leader of this school, I am the founder, I am the leader of the school. No, the big cross. Anyone can be the leadership. It will come from any angle, any place, even inside the classroom. So this one concept. And the second concept, those who possess knowledge and intelligence are not only leaders. We, most of the time, we engage ourselves so much in finding a true talent for the school. Oh, how many years of experience he has? Maybe I can bring him to my school. Oh, how talented is he? Oh, look at his mass card. Is he third division or first division to hire the teacher? But trust me, it's not about degrees. It's not about knowledge. It's not about intelligence. But we are wasting our time focusing on those things. To be a true leader is for my conviction. You don't need degrees. You don't need to know Albert Einstein's theory. You don't need to know Newton's theory. Even an illiterate can be a leader in the schools. I have seen so many schools being transformed by people who were not given a badge of talent. All you need is a soul, a pure soul generated by love. I think it is the prerequisite character to be a leader, because we know to handle ourselves only we need our head, but to handle others we need our heart. And I think school leadership is all about handling the people who is working with you. So you need that big heart. And number third concept, which I have tried to put here, leaders does not need to be in upfront role. I think you all have heard the name who climbed the Everest for the first time, Edmund Hillary. He was not the leader when he was climbing the Everest. Never. When he conquered South Pole for the first time, he was not the leader. He was just a follower. He was never a leader in his roles. But everywhere he went, he succeeded. So you don't need to be leader to upfront role. Sometimes in school we do, this is the work of the principal. I don't need to take worry. Parent, no, this is not my job. The principal will do it. The coordinator will do it. No. You don't need to be upfront role to perform your duty. This is my third concept. And the fourth is leadership is developed daily, not in a day. You know, the boxing champions, they are not made champions playing. They are made champions what they did outside the ring. You recognize Abraham Lincoln before. I think if you have read his biography, you will know Abraham Lincoln, when given a role of to lead a small troops in 1832, when he was very young. He could not handle them. They did not like Lincoln. They were less interested in Lincoln. He even could not handle 18 soldiers when he was made the captain for the first time. But how he developed leadership, and the whole America bowed their head to him. So leadership is developed daily, not in a day. So I said before also, taking these trainings for a day like this, our leadership will never be produced. It is just to give you the information transmission. So it has to be within you daily work. And the fifth and the last one is the leader is one who sees more than others. This is very true. The vision, the mission. So even if I ask now, what is the mission of your school? Many of you may not be able to write because you are working in a school whose mission, whose vision you don't know. Trust me, I have attended so many trainings and I asked the teacher, what is the mission of your school? What is the mission of your school? And they don't know. It's true. Many of you may not even know now also. So we have to hit the target. We have to see the vision. We have to see the mission of the schools and do our work accordingly. And the leader, therefore, will be there to see which no other people has seen and take your school there. So this is the fifth concept I'll be discussing. Okay. Okay, now I'll be very, very happy if I would not get any distraction. If there's something is going in your background, please, there is a Judge Zoom has made a very, very good available option. Okay. Now I'll go to, I have so many case studies today. I'll go to number 1. So I'll start with Leela ma'am. Okay, I have seen our screen in the front. I will start with Leela ma'am. Leela ma'am. So this person, Mr. Modi, he was the CEO of Tata Steel. So one day they were having a meeting in the ground. So the workers told Modi that we cannot work in Tata Steel because our toilet, our washrooms are so bad. Please fix it. Look, if you see the washroom of managers, they are so good. They are so hygienic, but look at our washroom, Modi ji. It's so bad. And Modi felt something. He called the executive and asked, executive, the workers are saying the washrooms are so bad. How many days will you need to fix the washroom? They are saying the executive washroom are very good, but our washrooms are not good. So how many days will you take it to fix? And the executive said, minimum 15 days. Minimum 15 days. And the Modi, he replied, I will just need a day to fix it. You need 15 days, executive, but I need just a day to fix it. Now, Leela ma'am, please help me out. How he fixed the washroom in a day? My question is how he fixed the washroom in a day?
I think he distribute the work.
He distributed. There is no correct answer to these things. We are just using here. So some of you might feel that the questions which I am asking, these are open-ended questions. So you are not wrong. Whatever you tell, you are right. So you should try. Yes. Yes, Leela ma'am, please.
I think tax division is the best answer.
Oak division, right, ma'am? You are saying the oak division.
Yes.
Good. Very good. Very good. Wonderful. Praveen Mahajan. So I have not heard your voices. Praveen Mahajan, please. You can voluntarily also participate. Bimala ma'am. Yes, any one of you, please try. Any one of you. Open question to all.
May he change the manager?
He says the manager. Yes, and the answer, please. So why we are?
Sir,
Yes,
excuse me.
Please. Yes,
Just
please.
lock the door, lock the toilet of the manager, and let the leader to use the common one. That he leads there to manage all the people to clean it, to manage the system of cleaning there.
Good, very good, very good, wonderful. Almost close, almost close. Very good, wonderful.
That was just my guess.
Sunil sir,
Only-
Sunil
just-
sir,
Yes, please try. Try the other,
I think
the other
main
two.
thing
Yes,
was
please.
of cleanliness, sir.
Yes,
Sunil sir, can
So-
I share one thing?
yes, please.
In most of the schools that I visit, there are separate toilets for teachers and students.
Yes,
So teachers' toilets are much better. They have water and much hygienic and clean. But the students' toilets are quite hopeless. And quite hopeless means very hopeless sometimes. You can't even go inside, step inside. So what we suggested that time was not to have a separate toilet for teachers and students, but to have same toilet for everybody, so that everything remains
yes, very
clean. So I don't know if they
good,
had done
good,
it. this-
wonderful. Okay, yes, almost all are close. What Modi did is in executive washrooms, in executive washroom, he put the banner of worker washroom, and in the workers washroom, he put the banner of executive washroom, and I tell them every 15 days, so 15 days, they will interchange the washroom. And trust me, now also, this is our almost 17, 18 years ago story. Now also, they have the same rule, and all washroom, all toilet, they are clean. So it means we can get two things from here. Being a leader, we should be fast to think. Number one thing, we should be fast to think. And number second and very important thing is we call it differentiation. In our schools also, we have seen the principals, he has got a very luxury cabin and with air condition, air cooler and all those things. And the teachers, some schools, they don't even have teachers room. They are sitting in a so congested room checking the copies. How will the morality comes? Flat organization. My first this case study is flat organization. Maybe you may know Mark Zuckerberg, billionaire, multi-billionaire. He works with the staff. He does not have a separate office. He does not have his own separate office. He works with the staffs and do the same work what his staffs are doing. So it's Facebook, and so our schools are our schools. This is all about thinking. If a billionaire Mark Zuckerberg can do in his organization the creation of the flat culture, why you cannot do in your school? But it needs courage. It really needs courage. So this is all about flat. So, and before changing, this was just a relevant example. Before changing any schools, I think you need to identify my school. What sort of school am I working, or what sort of school have I created? It was a very strong research done by Stroll in 2003. The 4 levels of school. Number 1 is the moving schools. They have a sheer purpose and collaboration. They know where they are going. They know the vision of the schools, and all are working collaboratively to achieve that vision, to achieve that goal. They are the moving schools, and very few schools are those. And the second is the crossing schools. Crossing schools, many big schools in Kathmandu, I have categorized them as the crossing schools. The building look good. The parents have trusted. The infrastructure layout, everything is good. Even the student AC result is good. They advertise. And hundreds of students are going in and out into the schools, very big schools, but it is our illusion. They false appear of effectiveness. But if you go inside, if you teach inside, they are not effective, because I interact with so many students of those schools these days. I have been running training program to them. James, Little Angels, I'm very sorry to tell the name. Very big school, but the student, I think they have not got the real education what they should have got. They may pass with a very good marks or degree, but the parents, they are in illusion. These are called the crossing students, and they are very dangerous for the society. Because last year MBBS entrance examination to you, I want to share with you, not a single person who has studied in those big so-called big schools were able to get admission on scholarship. Not a single person. all were from the government school. This is a very big challenge for the society, for the nation. But the parents, they don't think like what we think or what I think. So these are the crossing schools. So make sure your school is not a crossing schools. The students should get what they should get. And number third is the sinking schools. Most of us are school. There is no team effort. There is blame culture. The student achievement is null, zero. People work in isolation, no teamwork, no collaboration. And it is very, very difficult to impose rule because people will resist any new thing. These are the sinking schools, they won't do any good. So I have seen, you have seen the schools 4-5 years before, they have 1,000 students. In the Kathmandu, the bus used to go around here. Now they don't have even 200-300 students. You have seen those schools, and make sure your school don't fall under this category. So after 3-4 years, your school have more number of students. These are the sinking schools. And the fourth is the struggling schools. They are very ineffective, but they are improving. They don't have the manpower. They don't have the teachers to take school to where it takes. They don't have the resources, but they are trying. So they're trying their hard. The teachers are trying hard. Every new idea they want to incorporate in the school so that the school will improve. So this, at least you need to identify my school. Be very honest with yourself. My school is moving school. My school is crossing school. My school is sinking school, or my school is struggling schools. Then we need to move from here. So identifying your school is the first task any leaders will do after you step into the school. So this is my humble request to all of you. You so have to be honest with you. So we don't have more time for discussions. And after identifying the schools, and these are the tentative, there are so many problems of schools. So don't say, sir, we have also this problem. We have also, there are, I know, but I have identified these major problems that these schools are facing, right? One is the knowledge less, but modern trending more. I visit so many schools. They have good classroom, good amenities. The teachers are so neat and tidy, uniform. The parents are so loyal to them. The buildings are so good. But the core thing a school needs, the knowledge to transform the education, because education is all about change, changing student, changing society, changing knowledge. Zero, none. Once a teacher came to the principal. A worker come to the principal, and he told them, please, I don't know to read the letter. Please read the letter for me. My wife has sent this me a letter. Please read it for me. And the principal looked at the letter. He could not read. He could not read English. The letter was in English. He could not read. He did like this. He could not read. And the worker said, you are wearing a tie. You are the school principal and you cannot read a letter. It is such a shame on you. And the principal replied, please, my dear friend, wear my tie and read the letter. Please wear my tie and read the letter. Will that tie make you read the letter? So I think these schools these days, they are more focused on tie, more focused on get up, more focused on dress up, more focused on wash, more focused on other activities, and the core activities, what the student really need to know. I have seen so many Montessoris, they even don't know phonics. 95 teachers of Montessori schools, they don't know phonics. And I say, what are you teaching? They don't know how the students learn. Why the students are weak in studies after they cross class 4, class 3. Till class 2, the students were brilliant, but after they moved to the higher classes, why they are weak? No answer. So the major problem is we don't have knowledge. This is the biggest problem I have seen in these schools. And second is modern pedagogy alone is not enough. To run a school, you have knowledge. You have implemented so many programs in the school, but some of them have failed. Some of them have not strived. Some of them have not. So modern pedagogy is not only enough to run a school. So we need other things, which we will discuss in our later slide also. And third, very important thing, because not all the schools, they are owned by the principal. We call founder principal. We have this one discussion also, can we say founder principal or not? Most schools, they are run by outside investor who has not invested, worker, principal, and he has not courage to speak against the founder. If the founder say black, he has to say black even if it's white. If the founder say white, he has to say white even if the thing is black. We don't have courage, because if we speak, we'll be fired. We just say S-man. We have to be S-man. This is the major problems of most of the schools, because founders, he's just concerned about money. It does not like that, but investors are like that, which I have seen. In Google, trust me, one day, 20,000 people, they leave company in one day. We want equity, leave, they write the resignation letter in front of the CEO. Do we have that courage? Google cannot even terminate one gatekeeper also, the old biggest company, because they speak, they have the right to speak. But do we have that courage? I think this is also one of the major setbacks which you may have experienced if you are working as a principal or vice principal. I'm so sorry to tell. And the fourth thing, an old error is always more powerful than a new truth. Trust me, this works so good in our schools. An old error is always more powerful than a new truth. With people resist change naturally, because in any organization, three things happen very naturally. One is friction, next is confusion, and the third one is underperformance. So if your school, it has these three things: friction, confusion, and underperformance. It is very natural, so you don't need to worry. But any change, even if a change for betterment of the school or betterment of the employees, accompanied by drawbacks and discomforts which you may have felt in school. So this fourth thing, you either be ready for change or else your mind will change you. So I have not seen any school which stand and achieve what he has got. So this is also the fourth problem. Nobody wants to change. And the fourth, trying to motivate people without expanding energy. The people are same, the remuneration is same, the duty hour is same, and you are just trying to motivate without expanding any of the energy. Growth, vertical and horizontal. Vertical, horizontal growth of the employee. You're just trying to motivate people without even expanding 1% of the school energy. How will that work? It won't work. And fifth, making decision based on the least effective staffs. If someone staff come with because most of ladies I have seen when I was principal also, I had this problem without tying of their hair. Ma'am, most ma'am, they used to come. So, but now I am experienced. I know it is not a problem now, but that time before a few years. So the founder told me, look, the ma'am, they have colored their hair. They are coming in a sort of shoes pants. They are wearing high heels. What we call gazelle in English. She has put in gazelle, like these small things. And what I used to write a rule. From tomorrow, the ma'am, they cannot loosen their hair if they want to come to school. So we always make decision based on the least effective staffs, and we never make decision based on the more strong staff. So I think this is also one of the problems of the schools. So now I realize I did a mistake when I was a principal. People grow with experience. And another important is socialization. We have two types of socialization in any organization, in any school. One is organizational socialization and another is professional socialization. Organizational socialization is you learn after you become the leader. You learn after you become the principal. You look at the scenario, you look at the teachers, you look at the environment, and you learn. And professional socialization is you learn before you come to the school. And I think most of our problem is this professional socialization. We do not learn what are the things needed to be the principal before we enter the principal, before we become the principal. We are only learning organizational socialization, but we are not learning professional socialization. So we enter the school and we learn the things. I have seen abroad schools, they give so much focus on this professional socialization. One worked in one school for 2 years, make a very good resume, and jump to another good schools. No professional socialization. A school needs a very good degree. Okay. A school needs a very good native English to make the principal. Still in Nepal. Very hard mentality. So this thing also, I have seen the problems in schools, and most schools, they don't solve problems. They adopt solutions. We don't solve problems. We only adopt solutions. What other has done? So I have in a few days back, the Olympic was the style Olympic. Few schools joined, and every school joined. Oh, another school has joined Olympic. Now PBL learning. One school has adopted. Now everyone has. They don't have their own unique programs. They don't have but they have these ready-made solutions. No research, no reading, no creativity. It's good to learn from others, but everything you need to create something on your own to make school a brand. I think this thing is also lacking in many schools. And these days, I also run a HR company. So the problem is no seed capital and attrition. Seed capital means money, no money. Finished schools, private schools must have borrowing loan from the bank, and attrition. No teachers. Nobody wants to work in the private. So it is a very big shame in Nepal, in the context of Nepal. I also write so many Facebook statuses regarding why the teachers, they are not willing to work in the private schools. The talent, the lack of talent is a really big issue these days. So one school, they wait for 8, 10, 12, 15 days, but still will not find a qualified teacher. It's a very big problem. So these are the basic problems which I have seen. Maybe some of the problems your school might be facing. So just take, we do have very limited time, just take 5 minutes to answer these 5 questions. You can answer by your heart. No need to tell me. You can answer by your heart. I think you need to have these 5 questions answers in your heart or in your diary, whatever. These 5 questions you need to have an answer in your heart. Please just go through this. And between this, if you want to share anything, you can share in this 5 minutes also. Or if any one of you feel like reading, you can also read for the teachers. Okay, I'm so sorry. I will go to the slideshow mode. Okay, I'm so sorry. I just saw the chat. Is it? I think it will be fine now. Is it fine now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now
yes,
this is.
Yes, very good way.
I thought you were doing knowingly.
No. How could I do that? But I couldn't move my slide. Why?
Have you shared the
Please use arrows.
window? Once you click on
Use arrows up down.
Yes, now it's okay. Good. Okay, I think you should have the answer of these 5 questions. Okay, so sometime when you are alone or before sleeping, when you wake up, at least being a principal, sometime we 24 hours think about the school. So at least we should have the answers of these questions. What all mistakes do we continue to make? What we did the last year? Or what do our critics view us and why? Because we are humans, we don't want to listen to the critics. If someone says something about the school, we are really, really negative because we have spent so much money, so much time, so much energy, and we feel our school is the best. This is the problem of so many founders, so many principals. They think their school is the best, but actually it's not. We don't want to hear the critics. If parents come with some issue, we begin to fight with the parents. Very, very bad negativity. So these questions at least have answer and find your mission. Mission means what we are doing. What you are doing now, that is your mission. Vision, simple 3 questions. I think if you have the answer, it will be very big thing. These are the little things, but it will very big impact to a school. Okay. So Drew Watkins, he's regarded as one of the best principals these days. He's a prosperous independent school in USA. So I could not find a relevant example in of Nepal. I didn't have time. So he did not the miraculous thing to make his school one of the best. Look, very small things he's doing, and he's being regarded as one of the great principals, not only in USA but all over the world. He has been a subject of research of so many educators. Very simple. You don't need to do big things to change the schools. The change always begins with the small things. In the road also, while you are walking, we stumble on small rocks or we stumble our legs on a big rocks while you are walking. Definitely we stumble our legs in a small rocks. So running school is same. These small things we don't look. What he did, he opened the car doors, every car doors, and greet student each morning, right? And he leave message in the whiteboard in the classroom while teachers and students are at lunch. Because in USA the schools opens at Monday, Sunday is holiday. So Monday morning he send all the educators and staff an email with word of positivity, word of wisdom, word of encouragement, word of praise. And one journalist asked him, what is the why you made so successful at school, how you work? So he just said, I smile at least 5 times a day. It's all about my success. And I think we steer more than we smile. So it's a very big reality. We steer more than we smile being a principal. And in most school, I saw principal being a boss, sitting in the office, giving instruction, even watching CCTV camera. The first thing I did after I became the principal was remove each and every CCTV camera from the class and from the teacher's room. And I worked without CCTV camera. It was my first initiative when I worked in a school as a principal. And I studied in the office, and so I'm getting so much disturbance of this noise. So I don't know, is something wrong with my PC or someone is on mute?
Umesh sir, yeah.
So we are sitting in the office, principal is sitting in the office, and teachers and telling the teachers to look at the assembly. Look, it's the same. To look at the corridor, even gave the half-time duty to the teachers. No duty to the principal. Only giving instruction. And this is why the teachers are tired. They have home to manage. They have children to manage. They have kids to manage. I used to look at the eyes of the man early in the morning. So before even starting the class, they were so tired when they enter the gate of the school. I used to ask them, ma'am, are you tired today? They used to say, no, with a very big smile. They're carrying the heart of the school. So hard work will never make us tired. The lack of purpose is the thing that makes us tired. Being a teacher, I have experienced it. So most people, most teachers, they are disengaged, they are disorganized, because they have not seen that Drew Watkins in their school. So can you be the Drew Watkins of a school? Most of us join the school because we need a job. We do not join a school to change the life of the students, to change the life of the teachers. We cannot be a role model. Trust me, I have worked as a principal in 2 or 3 schools. Every teacher who work under me today are trainers. Most of them are trainers. They are working with me till now. 7 of them. I'm not boosting, self-boosting myself. I develop them. I make them involve them in the habit of reading. And I show them the way. This is how your life will be transformed. So we should be the Drew Watkins of our school if we need to change our school. Otherwise, you'll be just doing the things. And these small things, small things mean no need to do. If you are a beginner, no need to do big things to change the school. So I visited almost 8-10 schools. This my slide is from my perception of 8-10 schools of Kathmandu, so-called good schools of Kathmandu. So no need to do big things, just work in these small things from at first and see what wonders this will bring. Just try to change these things. If you are a beginner principal, just try to change these things. Don't look at other things at the beginning and see where your school will go. Where does the teachers stand in the assembly? Watch it and try to change it. Senior teachers, secondary teachers, 3-4 teachers putting hands in their pocket and gossiping in front of the assembly, in front of the students, and they don't have their own class to manage, and sitting at the back of the assembly, not in the front of the students. Just change this thing, these small things. I'm not going to talk big things. I'm just going to talk practical things today. The bell has rang, students are in the washroom. It has been 5 minutes. The students won't welcome teacher. The teacher would have to welcome students. Very small things. Just try to change these things. And observe what the teachers do with their leisure time. They are gossiping, they are talking, they are using their mobile. They are not learning how the teacher is spending his leisure time. And see where do the teachers gather and what do they discuss. Very important thing. It will take a rake of effort to change this. Just observe first. And how do teachers treat their extra duty? If you gave them the extra duty, will they swear at you? Will they make your face black? Because teaching in the classroom is not only the duty of teacher, they need to perform the extra duty. So how they take it? Try to change the mentality of the teachers. This is your duty. This is your job description. This is the thing you need to do. So before school, after school, between class, do the teachers help the administrator or not? So I have seen in big schools, every teacher. So I had gone to LA last time. Maybe some of you might be working there. I was wonder how the teachers were helping the students after the school. The final bell rings. Class 8, 9, 10. The teachers who teach in 8, 9, 10. In most schools, look at the ma'am. Nursery, KG, 1, 2, they are putting their excellent effort to manage the students, to manage the assembly, to do the extra, and the senior teachers, they are just looking, doing nothing, because senior teachers, they cannot be touched. The principal also do not have courage to ask questions or raise questions to the senior teachers. He will just call a ma'am and give the instructions. This is the major problem. I think this thing needs to be changed. So this is a very small thing, but I think you will take it very seriously. And another important thing, what do students carry to class and out of the building? I have seen in big schools, at least they should have some project in their hand when they come out of the building. Not only tomblet, not only tiffin box. They should have something in their hand when they leave the school. Some project, some handouts. This shows the school is really teaching the children in an activity. I went to Delhi. I was so surprised seeing the schools of Delhi. It's a very small thing. Nobody noticed, but I noticed. in good school, the children, they used to have something in their hand when they come out of the school, like cardboard paper or whatever this is. Every day they are doing the project. This is how they learn. But in our school, nothing. This how they enter, bag, accumulate, tiffin, share. Very small thing. And next thing, how the students, they go out of the class. This is also very important. And the latecomers or absentee student, how the administration or the teachers handle these things. And these are very small things. You can make sense within a day or two, these things. So I think these small things matter most in changing a school. First work in these things, then we'll talk to the bigger things. Good. Rinku ma'am. Rinku ma'am, are you in, or
Yes, sir.
maybe
Yes, sir. I'm listening,
Sharada
sir.
ma'am?
Yes, sir. I'm
Good,
listening,
good.
sir.
So do you agree with what I have said, or you have some more points to say on these things?
Sir, I agree also, but to say fairly, my school is quite different. I feel what I'm doing is totally different. I've seen many that you are saying. I've gone to many schools, visited many schools with many leaders. I have been connected, and my ideas and views are totally different. I find so, sir.
So you don't find those things in your school, right? So you mean to say?
No, sir. Whatever I'm finding, what is wrong, I have been trying to improve.
Yes.
As though I am not founder, principal of school right now, which where I'm doing, I'm principal of Eurasian school.
Yes.
But the thing you share, you'll find totally different from that in my school, sir. As a principal, also, I've given my 100% to the school.
So wonderful. If that thing, I'm really proud of you and proud of your school, and I wish every one of us be a leader like you, and every one of us can make a school like you. It's so wonderful news, ma'am. I'm really glad to know.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, I will be pleasant if you come to my school for a visit.
Sure, wonderful.
It will be my pleasure, sir.
Yes, wonderful.
Thank you,
So
sir.
I will do
Thank you
it.
so much.
I will do it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So, so we have different people. The researchers say they have more than 700 types of leadership. So I do not have time to discuss all these things. So I will discuss a few things. And many schools, I visited the schools of India with the Kejriwal. He has changed, and these schools he has implemented self leadership for the principals. Did so many trainings were held to learn about self leadership. So this self leadership is a very simple concept. It's a concept where it says invest 40% of your time leading yourself, because we all know mastering other is the strength and mastering yourself is the power. It is about understanding who you are, identifying the desired experiences, and intentionally guiding yourself towards those intentions. So until and unless you guide yourself, how will you guide the other people or the other teachers? So Delhi schools, they are so successful. Kejriwal has done a wonderful thing, and I think he has worked so much enormous amount of effort for developing this self-leadership. First, you have to be a leader of yourself. Then only you can be a leader of other people or other teachers. So in this world, I think no other tool can help the principal who lacks the self-knowledge, So this change, it can never begin with someone else. The change need to begin with yourself. So, but most of the time in schools, what we do, we spend so much time fixing the external thing, the people, the process, the targets. But have you realized yourself How many times you are focused to change yourself, being a principal or being a school leader? The change, it begins in your own backyards, not in other people. So this is the concept of self-leadership, and so many schools abroad and in India, they have adopted this philosophy of self-leadership. So this is a very simple concept, self-leadership. Even I have a 7 days training on self-leadership. So it's all about discovering ourselves. First, discover yourself. Then only you can lead the organization.